Today we are going to discuss about um, like component properties, different decorators. Then we are going to discuss Shadow DOM in detail. And last session we had covered all the topics in a very abstract manner, and from now onwards we will be going into deep into each of the topics, and and we as well as we are going to build our own components. So so basically we are going to um, build a app which is very similar to Amazon or Flipkart, like if, any of the shopping websites, like where you can search products, you can um, you can buy products and sell like all those things. But we are not going to build a like full end-to-end product, but some basic features of it. And yeah, so we are totally building Lightning Web Component UI, and for backend we are going to use Lightning Data Service and Apex. Okay, so today's agenda, first we are going to see what is Shadow DOM, okay, and how it works and why it is important in Lightning Web Component, and why it was introduced in Lightning Web Component, and even in like a vanilla modern web development. Okay, so um, we have Pratap here with us, and he are going to discuss about Shadow DOM in detail with code examples. And yeah, so over to you, Pratap.
Okay, thank you, Rahul. So, hello everyone. Today we are going to see Shadow DOM. So basically, in a last session as well, some people asked about the Shadow DOM. So we decided we can take a separate this topic in the today's session. So we have taken this, and the the main Shadow DOM is basically nothing but a API that provides a way to attach hidden DOM to main DOM element. So as you can see here in the image, this is the first image, this one. So you can see here, this is the basic HTML file, and inside a body tag, there are these two, like this div and this spam. These are two DOM, like these two DOM elements are here. Okay, so when we apply a shadow tree to these elements, then you can see in the right side, these are the shadow boundary gets created for that specific DOM element. So you can consider like I have taken this div as a separate shadow DOM, and span as a second DOM shadow DOM element. So these two are separate DOM elements I have taken. So basically, this is the plain HTML, and the second one is we have used shadow DOM here. So the basically you can consider like shadow DOM as a encapsulation. So whenever we apply any style in for this particular HTML file, that will not going to apply for these shadow DOM elements. Whatever the tags are inside this shadow DOM, they are not applied. Like you can, I'm going to take one example so I can show you. I will
You
share
can
my
share your
screen.
screen.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, so this is the simple HTML file you can see here. And whenever I just refresh this, it will show I am in normal DOM. So what I did here, like I have taken simple HTML and simple tag, I am in a normal DOM. So this is simple DOM element. So what I'm going to do, I will create a shadow DOM here using JavaScript. So I have a code here. So I create new div element here. So by using document.create element div, I have created one element, and by using attach shadow method, I'm going to make that div element as a shadow of DOM. So using this method, and I'm attaching, like in this inner HTML, we can add any other HTML part. Like I have just simply added this. I'm in a shadow DOM element or heading tag, and then I just save this page, and I just getting here the body of this so that I can attach that shadow DOM to this body. So I have just added document.query selector, and I am appending this shadow DOM, the element which I have created to the particular body element. And now I will refresh this page. You can see this shadow DOM, like the other div element is created, but it is hidden from the this page. So the main idea of the shadow DOM is encapsulation, means whatever the styles, whatever the events that occurs, which are separate for each shadow DOM. So let's consider I'm applying this style for this h2 tag. So now we have there, here is one h2 tag, and here also we have h2 tag. Okay, but this is inside the shadow DOM, this part, and this h2 is a normal DOM. So I will save this, and now this style will applicable only for this normal DOM. You can see here, so it will change only the color of the normal element. So the encapsulation means whatever the CSS we have applied in this normal page, that only applicable to the this normal part, not for the shadow DOM. So for the
I guess in it. Hey Pratap, are you there?
hello, Rahul, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I
Well,
think. Yeah, can you see my screen?
yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So what I'm explaining, like the whatever style I have applied here, that style is applying only for this normal DOM element, not for this shadow DOM element. Okay. So and whatever we are like, if I make the query from here, like document.selector h2, and now we have two h2, like this h2 tag and this h2 tag. So it should show two h2 tag, right? But it will show only one, length is one, because document.query selector means it will search only for this, and whatever this tag, the shadow DOM, is not visible to this document.query selector. So for getting the DOM element from the this shadow DOM, we need to do the query like this. Whatever the element name, the shadow root dot query selector, then we can get the that separate DOM element here. I am inside shadow DOM, and this one is the normal DOM element. So this is about the this is the example, and Rahul, okay,
Yeah. So, uh,
just here the second. Yeah. So each shadow DOM have its own boundary, and whatever the CSS applied to this particular div, like this shadow DOM, is not going to like apply for other components. It's separate for each DOM shadow DOM element. And if any event occur inside this DOM element, then it also not going to like escape outside this boundary. So by default, those elements only applicable for this DOM, and for each these like DOM elements, they have the separate CSS and events as well. Rahul, do you want to add something here?
yeah, so we have one question here. What is the use case of Shadow DOM and what are its advantages? So as Pratap said, that first advantage is, um, so see, Lightning Web Component is component-based framework. Okay, so what we can do is we can build reusable components, and you can use these components anywhere you want. Okay, So let's say you have built one component which is just displaying some text and some images, okay, and you have applied some CSS to that component, okay. But if we don't have shadow DOM, so if we use that component in some page, okay, let's say there is a page A and there is page B, okay, so those two pages have two different scenarios and two different like styles, okay. Let's say one page have green background color and black text color, okay, and one have red background color and black text color. So what will happen if we do not use shadow DOM? Whatever the CSS we have on the owner page, okay, uh, where we put our custom component, that CSS will be adopted by that custom HTML component. So we don't want to let that happen, okay, because we want the CSS to be consistent wherever we want, wherever we are using that component, we want that CSS to be consistent. And we don't want, so whatever the original CSS or styling we have in our component, we don't want to let that overridden by any other component, okay. And but as there can be scenarios where you might want to do you might want to intentionally override the CSS, and there is those ways, like you can pass those CSS to the whatever the owner of that shadow tree, and that shadow tree can access those elements. And also in security perspective, this is very important because let's say we have some component which is which we have developed for payment integration, okay. And so in security, we wouldn't want any other JavaScript to like manipulate any content inside that component, okay. So with the help of shadow DOM, it wouldn't let any other component other than the shadow root, okay, other than the shadow root, whoever is the owner of that shadow tree, any other component, any other script, any other CSS cannot affect that particular component unless that component let it do so, okay. I guess I'm yeah, that's it.
Right. So explaining like the difference between like what I explained, the example is nothing but that vanilla web components example, right? So in the lightning web component, we don't need to do like attach shadow that and we don't need to create manually that shadow DOM element. So when we extend lightning element in built, we are using the shadow DOM, so we don't need to worry about like explicitly use that attached shadow and like create the like whenever we want to get the any component, then we don't need to like this dot shadow root dot query selector. Here we are doing this like uh, this is the HTML a simple web component. Here we are doing like using attached shadow to create the DOM element. But in lightning web component, you can see here we just need to extend that lightning element, and yeah, it's by default there. But and we can also directly use this dot template dot query selector to get the any component here. So basically what Rahul explained about the encapsulation of every lightning component, from like how they use their own CSS for each other, and it don't impact other CSS. Whenever we apply any CSS to any web component, it will not impact on any others, like they have their own CSS. This is the main use of the shadow DOM in the lightning web component, to keep this CSS and styling to uh, separate for each components. So this is the use case as well here, you can see. Next, Rahul,
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to share my screen. um, okay, so next we have decorators, component property, and reactivity, okay. So first we'll discuss what is reactivity. So reactivity is, like as the name suggests, to react on something. Okay, so whatever, so let's say we have some properties, we have stored some data on those properties, and what we want to do is whenever that data in those stored properties, we want the component or the UI, we want UI to refresh automatically. Okay, let's say I have some input, like I'm querying some data from database and I'm displaying that data. So whenever that data changes, or whenever I am getting a fresh data from database, I want my component to refresh and re-render whatever the latest data we have. Okay, and um, it's like refreshing the page and getting, like, displaying the latest data we have in the properties. And properties are nothing but like a member of classes. Okay, so we can define some members of classes, and those members we can refer on HTML part, and with the help of that we can get data from controller to our UI. Okay, and so we have we have three decorators in Lightning Web Component. First one is track, then second one is API, and third one is wire. Okay, so um, so track is nothing but a reactive property. So whenever we want to create a reactive property which is of non-primitive data type like array or object. So first of all primitive data type are reactive by their own. Okay, if you define any property with a type of string, okay, it will be reactive by default. You don't need to apply any of the decorators. Okay, but when you have, and those will be private. Okay, and then when you have some object or you have some array and you want that to be reactive, let's say some property of object gets changed and you want to re-render the UI, then we use track. And API is also it's also reactive property, but it is publicly accessible. It means the owner component can pass some data to it or can read data from that. Okay, so it's like a attribute in Aura component, like we can pass on some data to the child component. And wire is, this is something connector between your database and Lightning Web Component that we're going to see in next sessions. And getter setters are like simply like reactive properties, like where whenever if you want to perform some operation before returning the properties, so we use getters and setters. Like if you want to calculate a CSS class dynamically, like if we want to decide based on some condition which CSS class to apply or which style to apply, in that case we can use getters and setters. Okay, and yeah, so what we are going to build is a simple um, simple app. So this is the design. This is just a disclaimer that it's just for demo purpose. You can obviously reuse. We are going to put this in public Git repository. You will be able to clone that. You will be able to merge that. If you like that, we will let you merge your changes. So what we are going to build is we are going to build some like 3 pages using Lightning Web Components. Okay. First page will be like we will have list of products. Um, uh, this page is like a list of products. This is like very similar to any of the e-commerce system where you can see the list of products. You can select, you can filter those, and you can choose whatever quantity you want, and you can place an order. Okay, so on the left side we have this filters component. Okay, so here we can filter the products based on the price, category, size, and brand name. And here we have this in the middle section, we have the tiles of products. So these are the product tiles. So each tile will have one product detail where you can click this plus button to add that particular product to cart, and you can choose uh, whatever quantity you want to get. Okay, and on the right side we have so whatever the products you select and whatever the products you have on cart, this will be displayed over here as a list of products. And here we have button to go to the cart. Okay, and this is our second page that we are going to build. It is a product detail page, and here we will have photos of the products. Let's say, so let's assume that we are we are website, e-commerce website where we are selling t-shirts. Okay, so we can have our t-shirts images here, then we can have add to cart or buy now button, and then we can have brand name, price, color, and details about those products. And this is the last component we are going to build. um, is your cart page. Like you can review your order, you can review the order amount, and you can place an order. Okay, so basically we are going to break these design into smaller components. As we discussed that Lightning Web Component is a component based framework, and uh, we can we can break our design into smaller chunks of components, and we can reuse those components. So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to build this particular image tile component. Okay, so what we are going to display here on the image tile, image of the product and product name and price. Okay, these things we are going to display on this component. Okay, so and then we have this search product. We'll have one search input search, and where we can type the product name or any description, and it will get filter the products and display based on those filters. Okay, so first of all we are going to build this product tile component. Okay, um, let's go to slides. uh, let's go to our code. Let's see some. So if you have any questions, you can raise into ask a question. Okay. Um, so uh, any questions so far?
Hey, hi guys. I see one question like how to check which JS or JavaScript we are using.
Can you hear? Can you guys hear me? Sorry, there was a power cut here. So
Yes,
am I
yes, we
audible?
can. Yes, you are now. So the question was like, how can we
Okay.
check?
Sorry for the.
Yeah. So there is a question from Priyanka, how to check which JS are we using?
Hmm, um, like so if you have one component, so basically whatever the component you have,
I think we lost you again. Okay. So he'll join back. So Pratap, are you here?
do
Can
we
you
still
answer
have?
this way? Yes, yes. Rahul, your voice is like your network is fluctuating, I think.
Sorry for that.
Yes.
I'm connecting now. I'm connecting from my mobile.
Yeah, just
So
till then, Pratap, can we address this question like
Hello?
how to check which
Can you hear
JavaScript
me?
we are using?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
so basically, I'm not getting what this. Sorry for this, but I'm not getting like what is the context of the question. Um, what component is added to some page which will part of execute first HTML or JS? Definitely, the HTML JS will be executed first, and it will then render the HTML part. So basically, Lightning Web Component is one-way reactive. Like whenever you make any changes to your JavaScript controller, that will be reflected into your UI. And if you want to let's say you have one input file, like input component, and you want to populate those values into your controller, then you'll have to handle events like on change or on input in that way, or on click. So basically, it is one way reactive. So the framework will automatically re-render the component whenever there is a change in the JS part, but it will not re-render directly when there is a change in the UI part. We'll see that in a minute. And hope okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. No problem. So here we are connected to I have created one developer org for this, and oops, something is wrong here. We have it here. Okay. So first, what we are going to build is, so we are going to create this component. Okay. So we will call it. So um, is the font okay, or should I increase the font size? Maybe let's do that. Okay, come on. View, appearance, and control. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess this should be sufficient. So what we are going to build is we are going to create one component called product type. Okay. So when you are creating component, make sure that the first character you need to type the component name in camel case. Like first character will be in small case, and all other words will start with uppercase character. Okay. So yeah, I want to store it in the default folder, and it will create a component for me. Okay. What is this? Come on. Okay. Yeah. So if you can see, like whenever we create one component, we will by default get three files. Like HTML file, we will write our HTML tags here, and we have this JS file, and we have this metadata file. Okay. So first of all, what we are going to do is, so what I want to do is, on this component, first I want to display an image. Okay. So this is my class. Okay. This is my class, export default class productile, and which extends lightning element. So whatever the, like as we say it extends lightning element, it will by default get shadow DOM. Okay. And every component uh, we must have to like extend with lightning element. Okay. So first we will create one image URL. Okay. So here okay. So I have uploaded some files. Okay. some t-shirt pictures in my Salesforce org. And for now, whatever data we are going to display on this component will be hard coded. Later, we are going to replace it with this with like data from database. Like we're gonna connect this with database. Okay. Yeah. So meanwhile, Pratap, if you can take care of some questions, that will be helpful. And if there are some questions for me, then let me know. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So first property we are going to create here is image URL. As I said, like any property which is primitive in data type, like primitive, I mean like strings, Boolean, integer, like numbers, and what we have reference. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this URLs. I have already. I'm doing a little bit of cheating here. I have already uh, copied and this image URL for my product. Okay, so this is the property which will hold the URL for my image. Okay, then I have another attribute called as product name. Okay, let's say um, let's call it uh, Salesforce golden hoodie t-shirt. Okay, and so I always tend to forget the spellings. Okay, so I don't know how to spell that well. Then we have another property called as price. Okay, which will be, let's say, $100, and then we will have a description. Okay, okay, and description, this is the blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay, so I have this data in my controller. Now what I want to do is I want to display this data in my HTML. Okay, so these are my property. You can call these attributes or you can call properties. Okay, so first what I want to do is I'll create one div. Okay, with class equal to, I'm going to use SLDS classes here. Okay, I'm going to put some padding around it. Okay, small padding, and also remember that in Lightning Web Component, everything is like other than the standard HTML uh, tags, everything is a custom element. So you cannot self-close. So self-close, I mean like that. Okay, you need to close in this way. Okay, and to use custom components, we use kebab case. Let's say we have we have component like product tile. So we will use this component as like this product tile in this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'll get image tag. Okay, src equal to now. So how I'm going to get data from my image URL? Okay, so we have this data here. So remember, this is case sensitive. We are going to copy this, and we have this format. So whenever you are referring any of the JavaScript property on UI, you enclose that in two curly braces, no quotes, no single quotes. Okay, like this. So like we are all set. We can see the image. Okay, now what I want to do is I will have another div. Okay, class equal to yeah, okay, and basically Okay, now here what I want to do is I want to put uh, my product name, okay, and so in the same way, I'm going to enclose my product name in two curly braces, and I will have text, LDS text body. Okay, so I'm going to have this product name in bold, okay, and then we have, okay, so we are going to change the design later, but for the sake of demo, then I'll product name, then I'll have my price, okay. So for price, what we are going to do is we are going to use inbuilt component in Lightning web component framework called as Lightning formatted numbers, okay, and we're going to pass on the value, okay. So value will be our price, and I guess it's variant LWC formatted. Okay, let me go to the document page and we'll go to see the formatted numbers. Okay, so remember, always keep this component reference guide open, and you can refer to this anytime you want. And I prefer this over searching Google because I get to know the component in detail. So what I need to do is I need to do currency formatting. Okay, so I need to display the whatever the currency symbol here. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of cheating here, and yeah. So I want to display the format style should be currency, and currency code should be US dollars. Okay, then yeah, then we have another div which we will going to use rich text. Okay, so it can have some images and some snazzy things like emojis or pictures. So we are going to use this. So rich text. Okay, formatted rich text. So Lightning formatted rich text. Value will be our description. Okay, I hope. Come on, something is wrong here. Okay. Mm, formatted rich text. Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to do is we'll add some BR tag. Welcome to LWC live code session. Okay. And okay. Then we'll add some italic. Hello, pasta for fun. And yeah, so come on, don't mess with me. Okay. So yeah, we have these attributes, okay, and then we have our yeah, product description. Okay. So we are simply going to display the product image, product name, then price, and then description. Okay, and I think that's it. So what we are going to do is, by default, I'll not be able to see this component in any of the experience. So what we can do is let's create our own page. Okay, so I'm going to set up. We are running out of time. Okay, so I'm going to create one Lightning app tab. Okay, actually tab. Okay, I think I need to connect to my home network. Okay. Okay, am I still audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So I'm going to, okay. So I want to expose this component to a Lightning tab, okay? Okay. So, targets. Okay, so these are all the targets we can use, but for now, we are going to use this one, okay? So I want to expose my component to Lightning tab, okay? So I have is exposed to true, and targets I have Lightning tab, okay? Now I'm going to deploy this component. Oh no, what is wrong here? Where is deploy option? I don't have option to deploy this. Why? I guess. Okay, I need to connect this org. I hope we'll be able to finish this component today. Come
Can
on.
you organize your
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I already did it. There is something wrong. Let's see, meanwhile, if we have some questions. The shortcut is Alt Shift F for multi-line command like this. You can Alt Shift F. If you want to do single line command, you can toggle using those. You can use Control and slash. Come on, don't let me look down. Okay, I guess. Rise and in cancel this guy. Oh no. Otherwise, in login. Okay, then we will go to shopping.
I think this is the page like here where you need to authorize. Redirect me.
Okay, we are good here. Okay, magic happens. Okay, so you can use commands to deploy the components, but this will be out of scope of this particular session. So I'm going to deploy with the UI. Okay, and let's add this. Okay, so before I'm going to create another component, shop So basically what we have multiple components. So we need one one component which will hold all of these components. Okay, so I'm going to create that component. Okay, let's use it directly. So I hope it is deployed, and we are going to a dummy. Let's call it shop. Okay. Anyone could be fine. Oops. Lightning.
Can you save again that metadata file, Rahul?
Yeah. Okay. So let's create one app. We'll create one Lightning Aura app, and we'll use this component inside that. Okay. Okay. So C:\product file, and let's preview. Oh no! Now I know. Oops. Wait. We're going to. Like there's a problem with that org. I'm going.
I think my domain is not enabled, right?
Problem. We have another org. Okay, so meanwhile it gets ready, we'll see if there are any questions. Okay. Is there any shortcut for, you seem like commenting very quick this one. Yeah, it's a shortcut Alt-Shift-F, and for multi-line comment, and for single line comment you can do Control/. Okay, yeah, I guess we are ready. So quickly, I'm going to create one test component in my another org. Okay, and I'm going to copy all the code here. Okay, inside my. Okay, and I'm going to put this HTML. Here. Oh, this quickly. Okay. And log. Okay, so in just a minute, we're going to see this component in action. And then we'll see one quick example of reactivity with one input component. Okay, so I'm going to create new app, Lightning Aura application demo. Okay. I'm going to call this C:\test component, if I'm not wrong. Okay, success. Okay, so so we don't have Aura enabled for this particular action. Force enable. Okay, so we're going to upload, we'll need to upload the image once again because it was uploaded in the another org, and we'll see what we have here. Okay, update preview. Okay, so we don't have image. So if you can see, we have this product name. If we go to this component, and if we see what we are doing here is product name, and we have this product name, and we have this value here, which we are displaying here, and then we have price. Okay, let's add one div here, so it will be on separate line. Okay, and div here, and I'm going to add the same class, so we can see. Okay. And let's see if we have any image in this org. Hopefully we have. Okay. I'm going to add 100%. Looks like we don't have any. Okay, let's upload one here. Load this one, and I'm going to open this file, and I'm going to copy the ID. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to put this ID in here. Okay. Okay. Let's refresh this. Okay. Now it looks little good. And I'm going to add one beyond. So if you can see what your style I have added here will be displayed in this rich text. Okay. Let's see if we get the image. Let's try this one. Okay, so hopefully this will do. Okay, forget about the image. We'll see that later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one property quantity. Okay, and I'm going to create one button. I'm going to add one lightning input. Type is equal to number, and I'm going to add value is equal to quantity. Okay, and we are going to add default quantity 1. Okay, so whatever the quantity we have, I'm going to use same CSS here. Okay, let's move this little and okay. And let's add another button. Okay, I'm going to do it brand button, label, add to cart, title, yeah, same. Okay, and on click. Okay, and I'm going to define this method here. Okay, event, and yeah, so console.log. Okay. So yeah, so this is a component. So then I'm going to display this quantity here. Another div. Select quantity. Okay, I'm good to go. So I'll just need 5 more minutes. Please bear with me. And yeah, sorry for the extension. I know we are already running out of time. Okay, so as you can see, the quantity is already here because we have added. Let's add this button. Separate. Okay. So so as you can see, that quantity that I have added in here, the default quantity is showing up here. But what I expect, if I change this quantity to something, I should see it here, but it is not reflecting. That is why I say, like in Lightning Web Component, the component is one-way binding. Okay, so whatever you have in JavaScript will be automatically reflected on the UI, but if you make any changes on UI, that will not be automatically reflected in your um, in your uh, in your controller or in JavaScript properties, we can say. So what I need to do is, as we do in the vanilla JavaScript, okay. So I'm going to add one change event here, and oh yeah, we need event, okay. And what I'm going to do is this dot quantity equal to event dot target dot value, okay. Now whenever it will change the quantity, so whenever I'll change quantity, this handler will going to send that data to here, okay. On change equal to, and similar way we refer the properties, we refer the functions, okay. Like handle change is our function, and let's do one console log here. Okay. Yeah, I think that is enough. And okay. Yeah. So now if I change the quantity, that will gonna reflect, if you can see here. Okay, so in that way, we can say that Lightning Web Component is like Lightning Web Component uses one-way binding, and so in a design perspective, this is better than two-way binding, because you will not get confused. Okay, if I want to do something, where should I do? Should I do it on UI or should I do it on controller side? But in one-way binding, you won't have any confusion, and you will be definitely able to say that, yeah, I want to do this in, I need to do this in the controller side. And this makes our HTML code look pretty clean and not so complicated, and also easy to read. Okay, so that's it. So let's take one example, I guess. Yeah, and see how we are going to get the button click event here. Okay, so as you can see, as soon as I click a button, so I get event button click here. Okay, and every time I edit the quantity, the component re-renders itself. So it means it will get the updated data every time I change that value. Okay, so, and yeah, I guess that's it for the today's session. So this was just very basic. So I guess we had to cover API and track. Okay, but with the time limit, we couldn't cover this in topic in this particular session. But definitely, we are not going to skip that. We are going to see it in the next session. And yeah, so if you have any questions, just let me know.
Yes, thank you, Rahul, thank you, Pratap. It was nice. I hope, guys, you enjoyed it. So, if you have any question, like, do follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and we have also posted a WhatsApp group link.
So I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link. I guess you okay, and particular Facebook and LinkedIn page, so you guys can go and rate us over there, and you can also add your feedback over there. Where is chat?
Yes, I have already
Okay,
posted
okay,
it.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, no problem.
So
Okay.
yes, guys, we are like, we would like to hear from you. Please,
Yeah.
if you have anything, you could type in. Like, we are on the top of our.
Yeah. We could have covered the topic that we intended to do today, but yeah, there was some problem in my power cutoff here. So, any questions? No questions? Yeah, I guess that's it. Regarding Shadow DOM or the attributes or properties. Yeah, I think that's it. So we should conclude it here. And thanks for your patience, and sorry for the inconvenience caused by power cut. And yeah, so next topic, we are going in the next session, we are going to continue from here. And at the end, we are going to build this